Hello and welcome into the National Basketball Performance Centre here in Manchester. We've got some BWB Division 1 North action for you today as the Manchester Revolution host the Northern Ireland Academy. We've got 2 games coming up as teams will be playing at 11, well, just after 11 today when we tip off shortly, and at 1 o'clock later today as the Northern Ireland team are travelling over. So both games will be played today. Kaz Bullock here alongside Isha Nair, and we'll be with you throughout today's games. And Isha, it's going to be an exciting one today. It's the Revolution's first game of the season, so going to be interesting to see how they're playing out on court.
Yeah, 100%. And interesting enough, not only is it the Revolution's first game, it's also Ireland's last 2 games of the season. So 2 like contrasting sort of things really. But yeah, it'll be great to see them get out there. Great to see how they developed over the off season. Yeah, I'm excited. Are you?
Definitely, yeah. Definitely excited to see them out on the floor. And this is a Manchester Revolution team that were promoted from Division 2 last year. So they won the National Championship final and promoted into Division 1, have retained much of the core of that team. So that puts them in a good situation, regarding they've had the reps together and know how they play.
Yeah, 100%.
So teams coming out onto the court. We've had a slightly delayed tip, but we are getting ready to get underway. So the Revolution will be playing in yellow today, and Northern Ireland Academy in green. And for the tip, it will be Atkinson and Kavanagh. Our Northern Ireland Academy sitting at 3 wins and 7 losses so far this season. As you mentioned, Isha, it's going to be their final 2 games of the season so far. They come into this averaging 56.5 points per game.
More delayed tip-off time.
Just giving everyone a chance to wake up on Saturday, get ready to sit and watch the game.
Yeah, building up that suspense.
Get everything they need to do first. They need to get the washing up done first before they sit and watch a game. They can do that.
I think we're finally ready to go.
So ball's up and we're underway, and first possession will go to the Revolution as Jennings passes back to Oldham. Doherty lining up off the screen from Woof. Can't get the shot to go, but that's a great look from Doherty. And we saw him last weekend playing for the Premier Division Revolution against the Jaguars. As foul called on the floor, so that'll go against Manchester. But Cal Doherty, Isha, last weekend had a really hot start in the first quarter for Manchester in the Premier Division in that game, and he's a player that's been with the Revolution previously. Great to see him back out on the court.
Yeah, definitely. Good to see getting games on both teams as well, not only the Prem one, also D2 one. Just getting as many reps as possible.
Oldham for the Revolution, over to Doherty. Long pass to Kavanagh. Oldham at the foul line will get Manchester on the scoreboard here in the first quarter. Morrow for Northern Ireland on the baseline. Looks for some space, shots up and off the rim, but chased down, and a great rebound there and finish from Atkinson.
Yeah, those are the annoying ones. I mean, you don't want to let anyone get second chance points. It should just be one shot, then rebound, really.
It's okay, so you got a box out, close that down. As Oldham into Kavanagh, tough catch from Kavanagh. Rebounds tipped, and Ralston comes up with it.
Yeah, good defense by Northern Ireland there, just to stop Kavanagh.
As Morrow cleaning up the glass, draws the foul. So Northern Ireland will go to the foul line here.
Yeah, so already that's 2 consecutive possessions there where they've gotten a score, or in this case a foul, that's led to the free throw line, but from an offensive rebound. So that's something that the Revs are going to want to clamp down on really early.
Definitely, and with 2 quick fouls there, 8:26 to play in the first quarter. If you're the Revolution, you don't want to pick up too many more fouls, don't want to get into any early foul trouble. So Katie Morrow at the foul line. Morrow was out in Sarajevo at the European Championships last month, where she averaged a career best 9.3 points per game and 3.3 rebounds. Hits the first free throw. Katie Morrow had a massive 27.7 rebound game against France in the group stages, shooting 68% from the field. Goes 2 of 2 from the line, and it's a 2-point Northern Ireland lead. Oldham will take it over the halfway line for Manchester. Kavanagh. Doherty trying to get it inside to Kavanagh. Kavanagh gets the ball and puts it in for Manchester.
Yeah, I mean, previous possession we saw them get a nice find inside again to Kavanagh, but that time just able to get it to go. Tough pressure from Northern Ireland, but he's just able to finish through that pressure, through the contact.
And he's a player that sits really high in his chair, has that really long wingspan, so really able to use that to his advantage.
Yeah, it really is. And we'll have to see Northern Ireland, we see him already twice double team him, try and stop him from scoring, and he's still making them, so.
As ball goes out of bounds, it will stay Northern Ireland ball. And shots up and in. And a great answer there for Northern Ireland as Atkinson adds another 2 on. Atkinson with 4 points for Northern Ireland. As Kavanagh thought about the shot, using the screen from Jennings, puts it up off the rim. As ball will go out of bounds and Manchester will get it back.
Yeah, just a slight miscommunication there. I mean, they can easily calm down on that.
And it is the first game of the season for the Revolution. Obviously, they've been training, but nothing replicates that real-life game environment, does it?
No, it really doesn't. I mean, already they've gone off to a pretty decent start. I mean, it has only been 3 minutes, but as you say, you can't replicate this sort of environment, so it'll be interesting to see how they do.
As Kavanagh hits with the shot clock winding down to tie the game at 6-all here in the first quarter. Morrow going to the basket, runs into the double team, blocked by Kavanagh, and Doherty will take it for Manchester.
And there's that long wingspan you were talking about. Really hard to get a shot off over him.
And fouls called against Northern Ireland. That will be the first team foul, so Manchester take it from the sideline. Fouls on Ralston, his first. As Kavanagh has the mismatch. And shot spins round. And Kavanagh gets his 6th point of the game, gives Manchester a 2-point lead. Ralston over to McCabe. McCabe rolls off the rim. Ball's tipped, but another chance on offense here for Northern Ireland. And that's what they've been doing really well, Isha. As you've said, it's another offensive rebound.
Yeah, I mean, they are pretty, if you look at actually in comparison, they are a pretty tall team in comparison to the Revs. I mean, obviously the Revs have Henley Kavanagh, but when he's not in the way, who else is there who's going to get the rebound?
As Kavanagh banks in 2 more. And Henley Kavanagh with 8 of Manchester's 10 points so far as we approach the halfway point of the first quarter. And ball goes out of bounds. It will be back with the Revolution. And that's something that Manchester are going to have to work with, isn't it? So they are going to have to counter that when Kavanagh is either being double teamed or not on the floor. Yeah,
they are. Otherwise, like, as we've seen already, they've converted pretty much every time off them rebounds, and there's a lot of second chance points. They're the really annoying ones, and definitely something they're going to want to stop.
Shot doesn't fall for Manchester, but chased down by Doherty, and they'll get another chance here on offense. Doherty round to Kavanagh. Pass inside to Woof, high off the glass, and foul called. So that is going to give James Woof 2 shots at the foul line here.
Yeah, that was really unselfish basketball. Really good ball movement from there, straight off that offensive rebound. Just finding the best shot for their team.
So that's foul number 2 on Ralston for Northern Ireland. As James Woof at the line here for Manchester. Woof had a 28-point game against the Mohawks last season. He's been a really strong scorer for Manchester every single time he's out on the floor, as he goes 2 of 2 from the line. And it's a 6-point Revolution lead. Atkinson over to Morrow. Morrow fading away from the baseline, can't get it to drop. But what a rebound there from Ralston.
Yeah, sorry, go on.
No,
Ralston just rolling in out of nowhere, really.
Yeah.
Just finding his way. Not the tallest player on the team, but he's still able to get that rebound.
Just finding the gaps in the defense.
Yeah, and as you said before, I mean, something boxing out is something they're going to have to do, because already, I mean, obviously we don't have live stats, but there's like at least minimum 5 offensive rebounds surely from Northern Ireland so far.
They've definitely had a lot, and they've certainly been able to capitalise on it, as we've got a timeout called here in the first quarter. So a 12-6 lead for the Manchester Revolution over Northern Ireland Academy. Manchester having been led by 8 points from Henley Kavanagh. And Northern Ireland Academy with 4 points from Ross Atkinson. So it's a good start for Manchester as well. First game of the season.
Especially against a team that have played the majority of their games already. So they've already had a lot of game experience, a lot of playing experience together. I mean, as you said before, it's one thing playing together in training, but it's a different thing going against another team, because you can't really replicate that. Especially in training, I mean, you're going against people who know your plays, who know your moves, especially when you've been with some people for a while. I mean, there's a few people on this Revs team who've been playing there for a while, so you kind of get to learn each other's moves, things like that. So
it can be difficult then in practice, can't it? Because you're anticipating what someone's going to do that you probably know what they're going to do.
Yeah, exactly. And even things just like defense. So playing against a team that don't know your moves, don't know your tendencies, you don't know how they're going to play on offensively. They're the things. It's game experience that really does make you better.
And for Northern Ireland, so 3 wins and 7 losses. They've been playing double headers with their games when they've been playing. So it is a tough position. It's a little bit of a unique position as well, isn't it? Because it's not often teams will play back to back.
Yeah, but then also, if we got to bear in mind, because they've been playing these back-to-back games and they're used to them back-to-back games, in theory, their fitness should be better. And as you said, the Revs haven't had played an official game yet this season, so maybe in the second game we might see that sort of fitness element come into play.
That's a really good point, Isha. As Doherty's shot doesn't drop, Ralston takes it back down the floor. As Northern Ireland looking to cut into this 6-point deficit. Ralston on the baseline, over to McCabe. Swings it to Morrow. Morrow can't get it to fall. And again, it's Ralston with the offensive rebounds. Gets another chance here for Northern Ireland. But Kavanagh, using that long reach, takes the ball away. But that is what we've been saying, Isha, those offensive rebounds for Northern Ireland.
Yeah, they really are. And they might not be getting scores every single time at the moment, but when they do start converting off them, that's when they're going to really start to hurt.
6 seconds on the clock. Doherty lines it up. Doesn't get it to go. Northern Ireland back on the attack as Ralston will set things up here. Oh, what a pass over to Morrow. Off the rim, Morrow gets her own rebound and finishes on the putback.
I don't know, it looked like no Revs players there went to get that rebound. I mean, they are in the lead, they are in control, but there's a lot of time left to play, and their rebounds are a thing that's really stood out in this first quarter, so hopefully something they can rectify and talk about in the break.
This ball's inside to Woof, who finishes underneath the basket. McCabe over to Ralston. Finds Morrow in the corner. Katie Morrow leading this Northern Ireland team in points per game so far this season, 23.1 points. Well, it's Manchester possession. Oldham. Oldham under pressure from Atkinson. Doherty puts it up, won't go, and Morrow with another rebound. It's a 6-point lead for Manchester. And an offensive foul called on the floor. So Manchester will get the ball back here, and that's foul number 3 on Ralston. So that's a bit of a difficult position for Northern Ireland, Isha.
Yeah, it really is, especially because we've seen how he's played so far. I mean, every single time the ball's bounced off that rim, he's been underneath it, ready to get that rebound. And as we said before, they haven't scored up every single chance, but the fact that they're able to get them second chance opportunities is what's been really important.
Just as you say that, another rebound on the defensive end for Ralston, playing with such pace as he swings the ball over to Atkinson. And that's the pressure from Henley Kavanagh there, putting that shot off, just making it really difficult to shoot over him.
Yeah, really strong inside presence on defense.
Doherty to Oldham, 4 seconds on the clock. Pass is too strong, so it's out of bounds. And we've got just under 2 minutes to play here in the first quarter as Northern Ireland look to cut into this lead. Ball's in and McCabe will take it. McCabe with a big 27-point game against the Jaguars earlier this season, as Atkinson on the baseline gets the bounce, and it's a 4-point game. Kavanagh back to Oldham. Kavanagh, long pass over to Doherty, using the screen from Woof. Shot bounces out. And you can see that Atkinson thought about launching it down the court. And what a pass from Ralston into McCabe. And it's a 2-point game, and Matt Ralston, apologies, has just been such a spark on the floor for the Northern Ireland.
Yeah, it really has. I mean, we said about the fouls, obviously that's a shame that he's in that position, but we've just seen the impact that he's had. But he's an experienced player, so hopefully he'll be able to play through those fouls, and he'll know, hopefully he's smart enough to know how to play without fouling again.
Doherty splashes in 2 from the foul line, leads back to 4 for Manchester. Morrow against Oldham. Ralston keeps the ball with Northern Ireland as McCabe on the baseline comes up against Jennings, has to put it up and does. And it's back to a single possession game. Manchester can hold for the last shot here of the quarter. Doherty. Kavanagh with 8 seconds. Back to Doherty at the foul line. Can he go back to back? It doesn't drop. As Atkinson finds Ralston. It's going to have to be a launch from the halfway line. And that wasn't too far off.
I know, hit the rim at least.
So at the end of the first quarter, it's a 2-point lead for the Manchester Revolution, 16-14. They've been led by 8 points from Henley Kavanagh. James Woof adding in 4. And for Northern Ireland Academy, it's been Ross Atkinson, 6 points. Katie Morrow and Nathan McCabe adding in 4 points each. But someone that hasn't scored, but we have talked about him, Matt Ralston, just doing what he needs to do on the offensive side, but also the facilitation on the court. Just those passes that he's making to his teammates, just fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, he's been a great playmaker so far. He's just got really good court vision. Every time he receives the ball, he's not looking to push it. He's looking kind of for the pass first, which is a really good thing to see. Obviously, 3 fouls at the end of the first quarter. That's not a great position to be in, but as you said before, he's an experienced player. I mean, he's been representing Northern Ireland since 2015, which is like 10 years.
Feels like it shouldn't be.
I was going to say, that's why I have to do a double take then. 10 years is crazy. But yeah, so he's an experienced player, so hopefully we'll see him play through those fouls. He should be smart enough to know how to not foul again, basically. Because, I mean, three more quarters is a long time of basketball. It will be a shame for Northern Ireland if they can't have him through all them quarters, so hopefully he can do the best thing for his team. But one thing that is really interesting is the amount of rebounds we got. And we know he's been responsible for many of them, especially the offensive rebounds. I don't think the Revs have I think they got one offensive rebound, and it did lead to a score, but Northern Ireland has done a good job at boxing out, being in the correct positions to prevent them from getting them offensive rebounds.
So the team's coming back out on court for the second quarter. So a 2-point lead for the Manchester Revolution, playing in their first game of the season so far. And we'll see Kaylee English out onto the floor. And Ronan Duffy out for Northern Ireland. So ball's in, McCabe to Morrow. Back around to McCabe. Atkinson won't go, and Kavanagh's there for the rebound. Doherty drops it inside to Jennings, and Leon Jennings will get his first points of the game. Gives Manchester a 4-point lead. McCabe dishes inside to Morrow, and a foul on the floor. Some of the passes that Northern Ireland are making, they're just really impressive. I want them on a little highlight tape.
Yeah, I mean, they really are. There's been some. I mean, we only watched around like 10 minutes, and yeah, I'd say there've been some crazy passes. But I mean, it's just a testament to them as a team, because they've played majority bar two of the games of this season. So we kind of expect them, and we'd hope by now that they are teammates, are on the same page. But nevertheless, it is really good passing.
Yeah, certainly a team that look like they're in rhythm with each other. As English gets the ball over the halfway line, swings it back to Woof. Woof looking for some space, finds Kavanagh, roll into the basket, stops, pulls up. And another two for Kavanagh, who's into double figures here in the first half. Henley Kavanagh named MVP of the Division 2 finals last year that Manchester won. There's Morrow with a long two. Gets the first points of the quarter for Northern Ireland. Morrow up to 6 points personal. Kavanagh. Back to Doherty. Kavanagh with 5 seconds. Over to Woof. Woof under pressure. And that's great defense there from Ronan Duffy.
Yeah, another thing that Northern Ireland, they have been able to put a lot of pressure on defense, especially on people who are shooting. They haven't really I don't think they've let any just wide open shots, which is a good thing to see.
Every shot they've had to take has been really difficult. Morrow sinks another for Northern Ireland, and we're back to a 2-point game. And Katie Morrow, she has that really strong mid-range game. Obviously a great player underneath the basket, but such a good shooter.
Yeah, they'll definitely be wanting to get a hand in her face.
Atkinson. Over to Ralston, finds Morrow. Morrow looking to make it 3 from 3, can't get it to go. And Doherty back down the floor for the Revolution. And Doherty has space here, as he somehow gets the ball into Kavanagh, and Henley Kavanagh, 3 players on him. Doesn't matter though.
Yeah, I mean, he's just showing off his scoring ability there. Triple team, yet he's still able to get it to go.
And Ralston with the reverse, doesn't drop. But Matt Ralston, the speed with which he plays with to get down the court.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good look. He got there before. Some of his players weren't even up the court. Some of the Revs players weren't even up the court then. So why not take that whilst you've got the advantage?
And a stop on the floor. So that'll be the first team foul against Northern Ireland. Oh, just checking if it was a foul or if it's just a...
I think it was. Or did they take a foul off?
I think they took one off, yeah. So it wasn't a foul, just an end-line ball for the Revolution. Kavanagh, and that will be a foul as Kavanagh again triple-teamed underneath the basket. Gets rewarded with 2 at the free throw line here.
Yeah, I mean, Kavanagh, he does such a good job to finish whilst, I mean, that time was only double teamed, but the time before triple teamed. But his teammates do a really good job at finding him. That long wingspan, it does help, but all they have to do is kind of feed it over the defense and he's able to catch it.
As he gets the first to go. Kavanagh led the team in scoring last season in Division 2 as he goes 2 of 2 from the line. Kavanagh also playing in the Premier Division last season for the Revolution. As McCabe finds Morrow. Back to McCabe. Has space from behind the three-point line. It's too strong, and English takes the rebound, but ball's picked off by Northern Ireland. And a stop on the floor, and Kaylee English there getting the rebound for Manchester. So English made a senior national team debut for Great Britain at the European Championships last month, playing alongside Katie Morrow. And English, a really exciting young player to watch on the floor for Manchester. As Ralston gets it over to McCabe. McCabe with space, blocked by Kavanagh, but Ralston picks it up, leaves it short. And it'll be Manchester ball.
Yeah, I mean, Henley Kavanagh, absolute impact at both ends. Not only can he get it done at the other end by scoring, he's also such a strong presence on defense. No one really has been able to shoot over him so far today.
As Doherty from the foul line sinks it. And Doherty's found himself in that free throw line area, around that mid-range area, and really been able to capitalise. Northern Ireland looking to answer here as Ralston drops it inside to McCabe, who finishes.
Yeah, both teams now, they've kind of got their rhythm going. Most time they've got the opportunity to shoot, they're taking it, and they're able to sink it as well.
Doherty into Kavanagh, and Kavanagh banks in another 2.
Yeah, such a good look for Kavanagh. I mean, Northern Ireland, they've struggled to kind of find a stop to that so far in the game.
It's very difficult as well, isn't it? And like you said before, even if you double team him, triple team him, he's just got that advantage and that long wingspan, so he can still almost get it over the defenders.
Yeah, he really does. And even when they are pressuring him and not fouling, he's still able to convert. So there was a foul, though. I mean, the previous shot, obviously, he got fouled, but sometimes that foul isn't a bad foul because I can't remember. Do you remember did he make both free throws?
Yes,
he did. Okay, well, if he missed one, then it would have been a good foul. But sometimes you won't take that risk.
So a 28-20 lead for Manchester over Northern Ireland Academy here. Just over 5 minutes to play in the first half. And Manchester, having been led by Henley Kavanagh, leading all scorers with 16 points. And Katie Morrow leading the way for Northern Ireland Academy on 8 points. And how fun is it as well, Isha, to see players that have been teammates at the national team level in Katie Morrow and Kaylee English out on the floor playing against each other at the moment? Yeah,
I mean, it must be really fun for them, especially like whoever wins, it's sort of like a bragging right sort of thing. I mean, obviously they're probably friends off the court, but once you're on the court, there's no messing around because you don't want to let the other person win.
Exactly. And GB coming away with a silver medal at the European Championships in Sarajevo last month. They booked their ticket to the World Championships in Ottawa next year as well. So a really exciting time in GB basketball for the women's team. And the men also coming in second place and winning silver as well. So teams coming back out onto the floor. Just over 5 minutes to play here. It's an 8-point Revolution lead. So Manchester's biggest lead of the game so far. As Ralston picks up the ball at the halfway line. McCabe to Atkinson. Atkinson with the mismatch. Shot short. Manchester looking to extend their lead here. Kavanagh, he's had the hot hand so far for Manchester. Finds Woof, cutting to the basket. And that's a great look from Manchester.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, good find for Henley Kavanagh. Also, great patience. I mean, he knows that he's going to get double or triple teamed every time, so he was just patient with that ball. Defense was distracted, and he's just able to find Woof inside.
As Kavanagh with another rejection. McCabe around to Atkinson. 6 seconds on the clock. Back to McCabe. Ralston spins off the rim. And you see then again the problem that Kavanagh causes on defense when he's bearing down on you. As Ralston again racing to the basket, picks up the steal and finishes. And Matt Ralston having such an impact on this game for Northern Ireland.
Yeah, he really is. I mean, he's been the kind of like the driving force behind them. Every rebound, as we said already, he's underneath there. Defensively, I mean, even when the Revs are bringing the ball up, just then we saw there was kind of a knockaway. He was the first one there to get that loose ball. Really a hustle player.
And you could just see how fast he was going to get to the ball.
Yeah, he really was. I mean, he must have been so far back. Yeah, he just beat everyone there. It's crazy. And still able to get the finish at such speed.
So Ralston cuts the lead down to 8 points. As Kavanagh thought about it, finds Dawson. Shots off as Gary Dawson into the game for the first time for Manchester. Northern Ireland, a chance here to cut into this lead, and Ralston shot doesn't go, gets his own rebound though. Can't get the bounce on the second, that's really unlucky.
Yes, I mean, who else to get the rebound other than Ralston underneath the basket? And there you go with an interception.
And he'll take it all the way, scoops it up and in. And Matt Ralston just doing a bit of everything out there on the floor. I'm so sad we don't have rebounding stats, Isha.
I know, you must have so many. But, I mean, I don't know how he got that finish. That was crazy. It hit the rim and it went in at the same time, just went under. Great job to get a spin on that and great job to finish.
And Ralston, we mentioned him, a very, very experienced player. He represented Northern Ireland at the Commonwealth Games in Birmingham in 2022. He's played at the European Championships in Division C this year. Was named All-Star 5 at the European Championships in Division C in 2019. So he's had a really impressive career, and every team that he plays for, whether it's on the national team stage, whether he's playing domestically, has such an impact.
Yeah, he really does. I mean, he's just showing off his experience here today, just kind of leading the team by example, and it's great for his teammates as well because they can feed off that energy that he brings.
So it's a 6-point lead here for the Revolution. And Henley Kavanagh with those 16 points leading all scorers so far. So teams coming back out onto the court. And it will be Manchester possession to start things off. Dawson into Doherty. And you see the pressure there from Ralston on defense. As Kavanagh finds Woof. Woof against Atkinson. Has to back out of it. Using the screen from English on the baseline. Too strong, but chases down his own rebound, and Manchester will get another chance here. Kavanagh working his way inside, gets the roll, and Kavanagh now up to 18 points in the first half.
Yeah, they kind of just forced the mismatch there. I mean, McCabe was defending, kind of just forced Ralston onto him, which is obviously a size mismatch. I mean, Morrow did come across to help, but again, that height can't really be matched with Kavanagh.
As Henley Kavanagh up to 20 points now for the Revolution. Extends the lead up to 10. Manchester's biggest lead of the game so far, as long pass goes out of bounds, but we had a foul called first. So that'll just be the second team foul on Manchester.
Yeah, they've been really disciplined today. I've not really seen like too many fouls. I might say only 2 this quarter, 2 the previous quarter.
So Jack Agnew out onto the court for Northern Ireland as McCabe has it on the baseline. Shot rolls off the rim. And Manchester a chance to extend the lead here. Kavanagh has McCabe on him. 8 seconds. Kavanagh double teamed, and that's great defense there from Northern Ireland.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, just forced him to take that shot, but putting on enough pressure to make him miss.
Morrow back to Ralston. Ralston's going to set things up here as McCabe has it. McCabe spinning against Woof, long too short. And Manchester will get it back. Dawson. Get it over the halfway line. And Doherty cut into the basket, banks it in. Manchester extend the lead up to 12. Ralston, finds a path to the basket, reverses it in, and Matt Ralston with the showtime play. He just finds those gaps in the defense, and he's so quick.
Really does. Like, as soon as he sees it, he's just able to get there because as you say, he is just so quick.
So a 36-26 lead for Manchester over Northern Ireland. We've got around a minute to play here in the first half as we've got a timeout called. Henley Kavanagh with 20 points personal, leading all scorers so far, and Katie Morrow with 8 for Northern Ireland Academy. Matt Ralston, Ross Atkinson and Nathan McCabe all on 6 points each for Northern Ireland.
Yeah, I mean, Kavanagh, he is the reason why the Revs are up by 10. I mean, 20 points really can't be stopped, but pretty much every time they're getting the ball to him, he's able to sink it. I mean, we saw in the previous possession, though, or the last Revs possession, that Northern Ireland were able to do a better job on him, and they did force a miss. But prior to that, I don't think we've really seen them be able to put enough, despite the triple teams, I don't think we've been able to see them put enough pressure on him.
And Kavanagh, he was the MVP of the National Championship Finals in Division 2 last season, and has been playing several seasons for the Revolution. As we'll see, Becca Pearson get into the game for the first time for the Revolution. As it is Manchester ball. Ball's knocked away. Morrow can't chase it down, but it'll be Northern Ireland possession. So Northern Ireland with a chance to cut this into single digits before half time. As McCabe get it over the halfway line. And first points of the game for Agnew underneath the basket. And that's where Northern Ireland have been successful as well, finding those, obviously Casey Morrow hitting the mid-range shots, but finding those the spaces underneath the basket.
Yeah, and they've been moving around quite a lot as well, which also makes it hard for the defense to kind of know where they are. The defense constantly moving, which makes it difficult to defend.
Dawson round to Kavanagh, 3 seconds, time running down. Kavanagh from deep, won't fall, and that's a shot clock violation. So a really good defensive stance there from Northern Ireland.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen them put on a lot of pressure throughout the game, but it'll feel really rewarding for them to get that 24-second violation.
Sometimes that can pump you up kind of as much as like a big shot when you get a defensive stop like that.
Yeah, it really can, especially coming into half-time now.
That's McCabe with 12 seconds. Atkinson on the baseline under pressure from Kavanagh. Doesn't get it to fall. 6 seconds, Kavanagh. 4 seconds, needs to get some space. He'll launch it from the halfway line. Doesn't go, and at the end of the first half, it's an 8-point lead for the Manchester Revolution over Northern Ireland, 36-28. And Isha, both teams really, it is an 8-point lead, but Northern Ireland have really been able to counter Manchester.
Yeah, they have. I mean, bar kind of the Kavanagh scores that we've seen in the triple teams, the defense has been really good, and we saw on that last possession by, well, the last two possessions were by the Revs then. I mean, forced a 24-second violation, didn't hold the ball, they decided to take the shot, but even when the Revs got the rebound, they put on pressure and forced Kavanagh to kind of have to lob it from half court, whereas really if they break, they against like a team that wasn't maybe as strong defensively, they probably would have gotten a layup on the other end. So although they didn't keep the ball and hold it, might have been a time management issue, but it doesn't matter because they stopped the score anyway.
Exactly. So it is Henley Kavanagh leading all scorers with 20 points. And for Northern Ireland Academy, Katie Morrow with 8 points. So me and Isha are going to take a quick break for half time, but we'll be back with you in around 8 minutes' time. Welcome back into the National Basketball Performance Centre as we get ready for the second half between Manchester Revolution and Northern Ireland Academy in the first of 2 games that the teams are playing today here in Manchester. As teams out onto the court, it's Manchester possession to start things off here in the third. Manchester with an 8-point lead. And they've been led by Henley Kavanagh with 20 points in the first half. As Doherty, Woof for Manchester, Kavanagh on the baseline, doesn't get it to go that time. Ralston. McCabe. Long pass over to Morrow, 5 seconds. Morrow, oh, what a pass inside, and a foul on the floor. So that'll go against Manchester, first team foul this quarter.
Yeah, I mean, that's a great find inside. Shane couldn't get the shot to go, but I mean, at least they've got possession back.
I thought we were going to see a behind-the-head spin from Matt Ralston.
Yeah, it would have been. I mean, who else would have it been?
Ball goes out of bounds, stays Northern Ireland possession. Takes some time off the clock though, 8 seconds on the shot clock. Ralston tomorrow on the baseline. As Manchester back down the floor. Doherty against Agnew, round to Woof. 4 seconds on the shot clock. Woof needs to put something up here. Will do from the elbow. Doesn't get it to fall. Morrow secures the rebound for Northern Ireland.
I mean, Ireland have brought in that, or Northern Ireland, apologies, have brought in that defensive pressure that we saw right at the end of the quarter where they really ramped it up. They've continued that and brought it straight into the second half.
Ralston hands over to Morrow. Atkinson, oh, tough shot. But Morrow with another chance here. Banks it in. And Katie Morrow opens the account for Northern Ireland here in the second half. Morrow into double figures now with 10 points. Kavanagh. Woof picks up the loose ball. Back to Kavanagh, 4 seconds. In and out. That's a good look for Kavanagh. And Northern Ireland here with a chance to cut into this lead. It's a 6-point Manchester lead. As McCabe weaves his way inside, banks into. And it's a 4-point game.
Yeah, Northern Ireland have come out into the second half really strong. Just picking up where they left off. Revs haven't quite settled in yet. Let's see if they can get a score off this offense.
Doherty from the foul line. Not that time. And we'll have a stop on the floor. But that's the look as well that Cal Doherty's been going for. We've seen him do it. We saw him do it last weekend as well in the Premier Division. But it's that around the foul line shot that he finds himself open, and it's a good look for him.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I'd say it is a good look for him, but this pressure, the defensive pressure that Northern Ireland are able to put on, just forcing a lot of missed shots here because they're just putting that much pressure on and contesting them.
It's a Revolution ball. Kavanagh, finds a path to the basket, gets his own rebound, finishes on the second try. And Kavanagh now up to 22 points. Ralston. Ball's knocked away and chased down by Kavanagh. That was Gaz Dawson there, putting the pressure on defensively for Manchester. As Jennings hits from the mid-range, and Manchester up to 40 points here in the third quarter.
Yeah, just as we were saying, they were struggling to get off the mark. Just back-to-back buckets there.
And Ralston banks into for Northern Ireland. And Ralston now up to 8 points. And he has, Ralston on those 3 fouls for Northern Ireland has done a really good job of managing that.
Yeah, he has, because I mean, since he had them 3 fouls, he's not been off the court, has he? He's played every single minute since then. So, yeah, really, really good game IQ to prevent from getting any more fouls.
Kavanagh with 3 seconds time, winding down, tough shot from a difficult angle under the basket. And Ralston again pushing the pace down the court. Oh, finds a path. McCabe's there. And the lead's down to 4.
Yeah, that's a great play there. Just 2 teammates that are really on the same page, really unselfish basketball, just finding that extra pass, find the best shot for their team.
And 2 players that represented Northern Ireland at the Commonwealth Games, Nathan McCabe and Matt Ralston. So they've obviously, they know each other very well. They've had experience playing together, and it's just evident, isn't it, in plays like that out on the court.
Yeah, it is. And I mean, that experience is kind of invaluable because no matter how much you train together and stuff, like the length of time kind of affects it more. So, if there's 2 players who've only trained with each other for like a couple of months, it's harder to kind of get on the same page, get on the same rhythm, because you're kind of not as aware of each other's tendencies. But when you've been playing for a while together, like those 2 have, you get plays like that because they just know where each other's going to be. They know what their tendencies are, things like that.
And it's a case as well, isn't it, of like they want the ball slightly higher up, or they want it in a certain position for them to be able to catch it. Things like that you only become common when you have played that long together.
Yeah, it is. I mean, also, again, we've said it a few times today, but the fact that they have played the majority of their games already for this season, that also contributes to it because, yeah, as we said before, again, I mean, we've said a lot of these points before, but that in-game experience is also invaluable. You can't really replicate in training. So the fact that they're able to play with each other throughout the season, the mistakes that they might have made in other games, they could have rectified it for this one.
Absolutely. So back out on the court, 5:35 to play here in the 3rd quarter, and it's a 4-point Manchester lead. As Kavanagh, with those 22 points in the first game of the season for the Revolution, comes up against Morrow. Kavanagh spinning, finds a path, and foul called. Oh no, ball's out of bounds. That was an out of bounds call. So a chance here for Northern Ireland to cut this to a single possession game. And a foul off the ball.
That's Ralston's 4th foul now.
Oh, no, that was on Kavanagh.
Oh,
that was
it?
Against Manchester, yeah. So 2nd team foul for Manchester. 2nd foul on Kavanagh. Atkinson fading away. And ball's picked up by Woof. Doherty. And you see how quick Ralston gets there on defense as Doherty swings it over to Kavanagh. Doherty on the baseline, long 2 is good. And Doherty up to 8 points personal. Leads back up to 6. McCabe puts it up and puts it in. That was a tough shot. Looked like he was thinking about the pass to get it over.
Yeah, it really does. I mean, maybe just trying to fake out the defender just to kind of throw off some of that pressure. But yeah, great shot.
English into Jennings. Shot rolls off the rim, and who's there for the rebound? Matt Ralston. And Ralston with pace to the basket. Brings Northern Ireland within 2. And he's into double figures. 10 points for Ralston.
Yeah, he's just able to get up the floor so quickly. Like he's everywhere. You blink and he's on offense. You blink again, he's on defense.
Doherty back to Kavanagh. Has McCabe on him. Kavanagh trying to make some space and does. And teams really just going blow for blow here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, they really are. I mean, not too many missed shots either. So both teams kind of got into their rhythm now. They're sinking everything, even with the strong pressure that's out there.
McCabe. That's short. Kavanagh takes the rebound.
Commentators curse.
Kavanagh. Guarded by Morrow. Doherty has Ralston on him. Back to Kavanagh. Kavanagh doesn't get it to go. But ball's tipped, and it'll be Manchester that come up with the rebound. So another chance here. As Kavanagh has 4 seconds. Working against Morrow. And can't get it to go at the buzzer. And Katie Morrow really putting the pressure on defensively. And Doherty, an open path to the basket, can't get it to drop.
Yeah, I mean, great job from Ralston there, getting back on the defense, forcing the miss. And then when McCabe caught up, I mean, he did get the foul, but... Oh, it was a shooting foul. Yeah, I mean, it was a good foul because at least he fouled him that he didn't score and make an and one.
Yeah, that's if you're going to foul, you don't want to give up the basket as well.
Yeah, exactly. So if you're going to foul them, foul them. Well, not foul them dirty hard, but foul them hard, yeah.
The Kavanagh hits the first. He's up to 25 points. And the second one spins out. 5-point Manchester lead. Ralston. Ralston swings it out to McCabe on the baseline. Oh, count it! And the foul. Nathan McCabe with a big bucket there for Northern Ireland. Takes the contact and has a chance for a 3-point play.
Yeah, I mean, that is a tough finish. Got that and one. We were just saying before, if you're going to foul someone, foul them hard so they don't score. And there you go. Gets fouled. I mean, probably just, that foul wasn't intentional, obviously. He was just trying to get the contest. But, yeah, great finish under the contact. Let's see if he can sink the next one at the line after this timeout.
And McCabe up to 14 points personal. Started playing at 7 years old for the Belfast Knights. And he's represented Northern Ireland at the Under-19 National Junior Championships in 2019. Been representing Northern Ireland at the Celtic Cup last year as well. Again, there's a lot of experience out there on the floor for this Northern Ireland team. Nathan McCabe, his mum Mary McCabe, also playing for Northern Ireland Academy.
Nice little mother-son duo there going on. I wonder how many times that's happened before.
I know, yeah. Hannah Shaw was just saying that before. How many times you had a parent-child duo? But Mary McCabe, an absolutely fantastic player in her own right, as well as a two-time Paralympian in wheelchair racing, winning bronze in Atlanta in 1996 and silver in Sydney in 2000. So it's probably where he gets his athletic genes from.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, great to see some multi-sport athletes out there as well. Just really impressive when athletes are able to kind of adapt to different sports. But I mean,
it absolutely is, because the disciplines and the conditioning and training is very different, isn't it, for different sports?
Yeah, it really is. But I can imagine some of that wheelchair racing stuff, or just not stuff, wheelchair racing sort of abilities will definitely come in useful for wheelchair basketball.
Definitely, as McCabe finishes the 3-point play, and it's a 2-point game. English to Doherty. Time running down here for the Revolution. Doherty from the elbow, doesn't drop. And Northern Ireland have a chance to tie on this possession, and an unsportsmanlike foul is called. So that's going to be 2 shots and possession here. That's going to go against Doherty for Manchester. So this is an opportunity here for Northern Ireland.
Yeah, not the time you want to be giving up an unsportsmanlike foul. I mean, the Northern Ireland, they're only 2 points down right now. So hitting both of these, I mean, they could tie the game right now. So, yeah, not the type of foul you want to be given at this moment of the game.
So Katie Morrow here at the foul line. gets the first. There was a great snap on the basket there when she got that in.
Yeah, there's always a sign of a good form, that proper shooter.
And 2 of 2 from the line. We are tied at 45 all here in the third quarter. And Northern Ireland will have possession as well. So they have a chance to go ahead here. But just under a minute and a half to play in the third. So ball's in. Agnew has it. To Morrow. Morrow has some space but drops it inside to Ralston, and Ralston high off the glass and in, and Northern Ireland take the lead here in the third quarter.
Yeah, I mean, who else to get that lead than Ralston? He's been everywhere all game. We've seen him do that so many times, just able to find the spots, get there quickly, and then just like that, he's taking the lead.
And that shot, the reverse layup, is not the easiest shot to make, is it?
No, it really isn't. We've seen him hit a few of those this game. Really impressive skill set.
As Wolf shots too strong, Atkinson finds Ralston, and Ralston again with speed down the court for Northern Ireland. Runs into Jennings. Atkinson, and he's fouled on the floor, so that's going to be the 5th against Manchester, so that will put Northern Ireland at the line. Two shots to come.
Yeah, I mean, in the context, that game is really important. I mean, there is only 39 seconds left, but a lot can happen in that 39 seconds. And Northern Ireland only 1 foul this quarter, so being much more disciplined from them.
Atkinson had 12 points against Wakefield Whirlwinds earlier this season. Been averaging 8.6 points per game for Northern Ireland Academy so far. And seconds good. It's a 3-point lead for Northern Ireland. Atkinson up to 7 points personal. English needs to get the ball over the halfway line. It's stolen by Ralston. And it's going to go out of bounds. It'll be Revolution ball. And again, Ralston putting the pressure on defensively. He's come up with at least 3 steals so far today.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, he's always just there. It's just definitely the contender for the pesky defender of the game.
Doherty over to Kavanagh. 14 seconds in the quarter. Back to Kavanagh. Manchester looking to cut this lead down. 4 seconds. 3 seconds. Kavanagh has time. Puts it in. And at the end of the third quarter, it's a 48-47 lead for Northern Ireland over Manchester Revolution. Northern Ireland were down 12 points earlier on, Isha, and they've just cut back into this lead and come out on top here in the third.
Yeah, they have. I mean, we say it all the time. Basketball's a game of runs, and the Revs, they have been on they've been on more runs this game in terms of scoring. But Northern Ireland, we've seen the pressure that they've been putting on in this game, and it's been a lot. So it's kind of, we could have seen this coming, sort of them having this comeback, taking the lead, because the amount of pressure, they were just able to ramp it up just before the end of that half time, brought into the third quarter, and just chipping away at the lead. They didn't have to rush straight away, and now they've got that lead. But a nice shot from Kavanagh there at the end, because it'll just be that a little bit nicer to only be 1 down instead of 3 going into this fourth quarter. But we've got a game on our hands, guys.
We certainly have, and Kavanagh with 27 points through 3 quarters. That's incredibly impressive. And the exciting thing as well, Isha, is after this quarter, they're going to do it all again in around 45 minutes' time.
Yeah, it's so exciting, so exciting.
And it's going to be really interesting, isn't it? Because teams are going to literally just played each other. They're going to play the second game, playing both home and away legs here in Manchester today. So it's going to be really interesting to see the adjustments, and maybe we'll see some different rotations out on the floor. Yeah,
because I mean, it definitely does take your toll. I mean, one game, some of these guys would have played the whole, or guys or girls would have played the whole 40 minutes. I mean, that does take its toll on your body. But then when you've got to play another round of 40 minutes, definitely it'll be a test of fitness. These guys and girls from Northern Ireland, some of them would have I mean, most of them would have been used to playing 2 fixtures because, as we know, as they've been playing teams, they've been playing like a kind of double fixture back-to-back games. So they might be, their fitness might be up to scratch, but the Revs can't really say the same because they've not played a single game. This is their first game of the season, so we'll see if they're up for the test.
Certainly going to be something to watch out for as fourth quarter is underway, and it's a 1-point Northern Ireland lead as Morrow extends it. Gets things started, wastes no times there, 7 seconds in, and Katie Morrow up to 14 points.
Yeah, what a way to open the quarter.
English to Jennings on the baseline. Jennings, oh, that's a tough shot. And Jennings now up to 6. 1-point Northern Ireland lead. Agnew. McCabe over to Morrow. Morrow catch and shoot. And Katie Morrow has such a quick shot. She just, as soon as she gets the ball, shots up and makes it really difficult to stop.
Yeah, especially when the action is so quick like that. Before you even know it, she's taking the shot, so it's hard to contest.
English to Doherty. 6 seconds on the clock. Oh, what a pass into Kavanagh. Leaves it short as the ball's tipped. And Ralston forces the rebound there for Northern Ireland. We're giving him a double-double. I say he's got 10 rebounds at least as McCabe banks in 2.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, he's been absolutely everywhere. We said it before, but every time the ball's come off that rim, he's been the first person underneath to get that rebound.
As Doherty will set things up here for Manchester, it's a 5-point Northern Ireland lead. And that's the biggest lead that Northern Ireland have had so far this game.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure since the Revs took lead at the start, they haven't been able to take lead up until now. So every basket now, every point are just adding on to their lead.
And Henley Kavanagh, after that last made shot, now up to 29 points here in the third quarter. As Morrow backs the ball out, Ralston back to Morrow. Has space, puts it up and in. And Katie Morrow really on fire here in the third quarter. She's up to 18 points, leads up to 5.
Yeah, just hitting their clutch shots, really. I mean, the context of this game, every single basket matters.
Katie Morrow with a 33-point game against the Jaguars as Manchester answer.
I mean, it's just so back and forth right now. Every time Northern Ireland will make a basket, the Revs are answering right back.
Agnew to McCabe. McCabe long 2. Doesn't go, but Ralston with another rebound, another chance here as Atkinson puts it in. And it is Matt Ralston just orchestrating so much of this offense. Getting a steal, getting a rebound, getting those extra chances. As Kavanagh pass is picked up by Doherty into Woof underneath the hoop. It's off the rim. And Northern Ireland take it back down the floor. Ralston will reset. Atkinson against Kavanagh. Ball's picked up by Jennings. As fouls called against Northern Ireland. And that'll be the first on Morrow. So Manchester looking to cut into this 5-point deficit here.
Yeah, I mean, they've got 6 minutes. It's quite a long time. They can just chip away just like the Northern Ireland have been doing this whole game, really.
Kavanagh tries to get free and fouls called. That's the second against Northern Ireland. So 2 quick fouls there.
Yeah, I mean, if we look at the context of the game, the score, if they pick up any more and get into team fouls, then it won't be in the best position for them.
So English will take it from the sideline. Ball's into Doherty. Shot's too strong, knocked out of bounds. Last touch, Northern Ireland, so Manchester will have it with 6 seconds on the clock. And Kaylee English out with Great Britain this summer, playing at the 3x3 World Championships in South Africa. And picking up that 3x3 experience as the ball's dropped inside. Can't get it to go. And a lot of players, you should obviously speak about the pace of 3x3, and when you have played that and you bring your experience back to the 5-on-5 game, it's really valuable.
Yeah, definitely is. I mean, I'd say the pace of it is so much faster. Like, you haven't got time to kind of set up an offense or faff about. It's kind of just quick passes, maybe a quick drive, and then go and score. So a lot of applicable skills from that you can bring into the 5v5 game.
It's a 5-point lead here for Northern Ireland. His ball's into the corner. Atkinson off the rim. And Manchester looking to cut into this deficit. Doherty. Pass over to English. Too strong. And Kavanagh will intercept the long pass.
Yeah, that's not the type of pass you want to be making when Henley Kavanagh's in the way.
Wolf under pressure, hands off underneath the basket. And the ball's loose on the floor. And a 3-second call goes against Manchester. So Northern Ireland possession as we've got a timeout called. So 58-53, Northern Ireland lead here in the fourth quarter. Got just under 5 minutes to play. And it's been the last few minutes, you feel like that the Northern Ireland defence has really been, it's really been almost stifling Manchester.
Yeah, it definitely has. I mean, we said all game about how much pressure they've been putting on. It has been really tough pressure the whole time, but it's kind of, they've just taken it into that next level, that next gear, especially when it's mattered. I mean, maybe that's because part of it's to do with because they took the lead, so now they've kind of got that momentum, they've got that energy, now they're able to kind of apply on both ends of the floor. But they brought it when it really matters. If there wasn't a better time for them to bring it, really. Now they've got that lead, they'll want to be looking at retaining it, obviously, so that pressure is what they've needed. And really it's been Henley Kavanagh who they've tried to stop, and they've finally kind of put a plug on his scoring, so they're just kind of working the team and, yeah, doing a really good job defensively.
Because it can be a case kind of, we know Henley Kavanagh's going to score, we know he's got that mismatch advantage, we know he's a really strong player, so if we can try and stop him and force someone else to do it, if someone else is going to score, we can kind of live with that if we can try and, I was going to say try and counter Kavanagh, but he does have 29 points, but he could have, the way he's playing, he could have had 50.
Yeah, definitely could have, but Northern Ireland, credit to them, their defence has been outstanding this game. Hopefully they can continue that into the next game.
Because that's tough to do, isn't it, as well, to keep up that defensive intensity through, it's going to be 80 minutes. Yeah,
especially the intensity that they brought out, because straight away, even in that first quarter, as soon as the ball was caught by whoever off tip-off, the defense was really intense, literally from the get-go. So yeah, definitely keep it at that level. It's going to be really physically demanding, but as we said before, they have been doing this all season. So
that's true, and they've got a lot of experience there, having already played 10 games. So Ralston to Morrow, not that time, as Jennings picks up the rebound. Dawson over to Doherty. Back to Dawson, has space from the foul line, and that is Gary Dawson's shot. Doesn't go that time, but Jennings cleaning up. As Manchester cut it to a single possession here, 3-point Northern Ireland lead. Atkinson, McCabe calling for it inside, pass is too strong. And Kavanagh looks like he has a path, but Ralston will foul on the shot. So that's going to be the fourth foul on Ralston, and that'll put Kavanagh at the line. And really, it looked like Kavanagh was just going to be able to go straight to the basket, but we know how fast Matt Ralston plays.
Yeah, we do. I mean, we said before, if you're going to foul, make sure they don't score, and yeah, he made sure of that. But yeah, Ralston, just such a presence on defense. I mean, even on the previous possession, he was just blocking Henley Cavanagh, wasn't even letting him get up the floor just to eliminate him as a scoring threat because, I mean, 29 points. We know what damage he can do.
So Cavanagh doesn't get the first to drop. And that foul does put Ralston on 4 fouls as Cavanagh gets the second, and a 30-piece from Henley Cavanagh cuts the lead down to 2. So Ralston is on those 4 fouls. We've got just under 4 minutes to play. As Northern Ireland have a 2-point lead here. McCabe can't get it to go. Woof to Doherty. Manchester looking to tie or take the lead here on this possession. Doherty using the screen from Cavanagh. Rolls off the rim. And Ralston back down the floor. And pass is knocked out of bounds. That was a good read from Jennings there to knock the ball out.
Yeah, it really was. I mean, both teams are really ramped up that defensive intensity because every possession counts right now. It's only a 2-point game.
McCabe into Ralston. Back to McCabe. And McCabe from deep banks it in. And the bank's open today for Nathan McCabe. A huge shot there for Northern Ireland. Gives them back a 5-point lead. And McCabe up to 20 points personal.
I mean, yeah, there wasn't a better time to hit a shot like that. What a massive shot that is in the context of this game. If there's one way to bring the energy up, it's like that.
And Manchester answer as Doherty takes himself up to 12. 3-point game. Just under 2.5 minutes to play. Agnew round to McCabe. Morrow has Wolf on her. Morrow with 5 seconds. Time running down here. Agnew over to McCabe. And shot clock will run down as Manchester will have possession here. And as you said, Isha, every possession at this point matters. It's a big possession each time.
Yeah, it really is. So, I mean, both teams now, obviously the defense has been ramped up 100 times. But every score will count, every shot will count. They want to be getting the best shot that they can get.
Cavanagh to Doherty. Doherty has space. Swing it back over to Cavanagh. Drops it inside to Jennings, and Jennings' shot rolls off the rim. As Ralston finds McCabe under the basket. As the ball goes out of bounds. So Manchester possession. It's a 3-point game, 61-58. Northern Ireland lead here. Just over 90 seconds to play in the fourth quarter. Doherty looking to go inside. Oh, dishes over to Wolf. What a pass there from Doherty under the basket, and James Wolf finishing brings it back to a 1-point game.
Yeah, great pass, great cut, able to convert, so important.
And just at the other end, Matt Ralston adding in another 2, just able to go coast to coast.
Shot clock error maybe.
So just going to get that sorted out with the table. But what an answer there from Matt Ralston. Puts Northern Ireland back up 3.
Yeah, I mean, we know he basically got there before the defense could even set up. He's just such a fast player.
Cavanagh to Doherty. Manchester looking to answer here. Wolf inside, takes it to the basket, and we're back to a 1-point game. Final minute of the quarter. McCabe on 20 points for Northern Ireland. Make it 22, coming up clutch when his team need him to, and that's a big shot from McCabe. Hit that 3-pointer just a few seconds ago, and he's just been fantastic.
Yeah, it really has. I mean, making them when they count, just able to absorb all that pressure. Doesn't have even phase him that the fact that it's such a close game, still able to sink them shots. I mean, that 3-pointer, huge shot, brought such a good energy to the team. And then to hit that one, then fading away, crazy shot.
Nathan McCabe was named the Newry Mourne Down Sportsperson of the Year last year, certainly showing why he is an absolutely fantastic player out there on the floor for Northern Ireland. So for Manchester here, we've got less than a minute to play, Isha. They're down 3. So what do you want to see them do coming out of this timeout?
I mean, it's always a debate. I mean, 53 seconds, I mean, it's kind of like 2 possessions and a bit. 3 points, I mean, you've got kind of 2 options, really. You can go for, or 3, really. You could try and get an inside shot, a layup, try and draw a foul and maybe get an and one, but it's hard to kind of force that. I mean, they could just go for like a 2-point jump shot, or they could try and find that 3. But 53 seconds is Manchester ball right now. They might advance it, they might draw something up.
It's still a lot of time.
It is really, and like in theory, if they run down the clock and then Northern Ireland run down the clock, they have 2 possessions if you look at it in that way. So
you've got to think they'll look to Kavanagh, who's been huge for Manchester with those 30 points, but also Cal Doherty from that mid-range shot around the outside. He's been really successful there.
They have, and then but the thing is, Northern Ireland, they know that those 2 players have really had the hot hand this game. They'll be wanting to look to counter them and stop them 2 from getting the ball.
So ball's in and Kavanagh has it. Back to Doherty. Doherty spinning against Atkinson. 6 seconds on the shot clock. Doherty looking to make some space. Shot short. Woof takes the rebound. Can't get it to go on the baseline. And Morrow will hold it for Northern Ireland. 31 seconds. Long pass over to McCabe. Ball's tipped. And Woof has it for Manchester. James Woof down the floor over to Kavanagh, and Kavanagh will bank it in for 2. And that makes it a 1-point game with 17.4 seconds on the clock.
Yeah, I mean, they might not have got the shot that they wanted to that first time, but they really put on that pressure on defense, just getting the ball back and converting on the other end.
Oh, Atkinson passes over to Ralston. Ralston into Morrow, and Morrow shot goes out of bounds. Kavanagh was racing back there on defense, stopping the shot. So 8.3 seconds. It will be Northern Ireland possession here from the baseline. So Manchester either need to get a quick steal, or they can't really foul because they haven't fouled this quarter, so they can't really stop the clock. And, well, they can stop the clock, they will foul.
I mean, yeah, sometimes not fouling doesn't necessarily put you in the correct position.
Because Manchester will need to commit 4 more fouls to get 3 more. We'll give them 4 then to put themselves into the bonus, and they might run out of time here. So ball's in, and Morrow has it against Dawson. And Morrow fouled by Dawson, so that's a second team foul against the Revolution, but with 1.3 seconds on the clock, that's not going to be enough time for Manchester.
Yeah, they maybe left it a little bit too late there. Unless they get an interception to make half-court shot.
As Ralston will just dribble it out, and Northern Ireland Academy with a come-from-behind win against the Manchester Revolution, 65-64. And they were led by 22 points from Nathan McCabe. Katie Morrow adding in 18 points. Matt Ralston with 14, and we're giving him at least 10 rebounds. Had loads of steals as well. Matt Ralston really just orchestrating that comeback in the third quarter.
Yeah, he really does. I mean, really well deserved for Northern Ireland, really. They kept that defensive pressure up literally throughout tip-off, really, but they were just able to ramp it up, and instead Matt Ralston leading the charge. Just had his hands everywhere. I mean, we say all the time FIBA need to add an almost steal column just them taps, because he had so many taps that might not have been steals, but they led to a Northern Ireland possession and things like that. So really drove the kind of comeback there. And then, I mean, McCabe, ice in his veins, made all the shots, really important shots, and they mattered. That big 3-pointer at the end, that and one, that fadeaway. There's just so many shots that you can just name that he made that were really important in the context of the game and kind of just pushed them to that victory.
And Yeah, that three-pointer as well, such a huge shot, really, really important. It almost felt like a bit like that turning point there in the fourth where Northern Ireland were able to stay on top.
Yeah, it was, and it's just bringing that energy to the team as well. I mean, three-pointer, big shot, just to extend it by that extra point as well. Because, I mean, final score, is that a correct final score?
Yeah. So, yeah, it would have been a... If it hadn't been the three, it would have been, and Manchester led by 32 points from Henley Kavanagh and then 12 points from Cal Doherty. They came out really strong, and we saw that huge first half from Henley Kavanagh. Obviously, we've said it before, but Manchester playing in their first game of the season, that's a really good start for them, isn't it? Obviously, it's disappointing for them to come up with such a close loss, but against a team that's had playing in their 11th game of the season, that's a really good start.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, there's a lot of really good things to take from that, a lot of positives. I mean, as you said, first game of the season, so maybe they just don't know how to not don't know how to, but kind of struggle to retain the lead. I mean, new season, might not be used to, playing with, so there might be the odd new player that they're not used to playing with. But, just a lot of positives to take from there. I mean, Henley Kavanagh, 32 points. Can't really take away from that.
Half of the Revolution's points there.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, loads of things, positives to take from there and take into the next game, which is in about, 20 minutes
time around. Yeah, so me and Isha are going to take a quick break. We will be back for you with the second of today's two games between Manchester Revolution and Northern Ireland. That is also on the Focus Hoops YouTube channel. There is a new link for that game, so just go on the live section and follow that one. So, yeah, we'll be back in around 20 minutes' time. So Northern Ireland with a 65-64 win against the Manchester Revolution. Let's see what Game 2 brings.